Alright, doing a little grafting one-on-one today. First and foremost, always make sure you have your supplies ready because you don't want to be running for stuff in the middle of a grafting session. A very sharp, non-serrated blade is important. I use an old case hunting knife, just my preference. I like microfiber towels just for this particular deal, and iso alcohol. So we want to, between every single cut, it's very important that you wipe your blade down. Usually, of note, I would use Coban. You can see I've got a lot of it here. Usually I use Coban for my grafts. Today we're going to be doing a graft on Sun Goddess. I have it in a fabric bag, so that's not really an option. So I will be using rubber bands, which rubber bands are good because they allow for more airflow. So with something like this, you want to just take as little off the top as possible and leave the rootstock as long and tall as possible. So we're going to start by just taking the top off of this lovely Sun Goddess here. And despite me having gloves, it's still poking the ever-living crap out of me. Ow, got me good. So, first cut. A little bit uneven, we'll fix that. So just want to make sure that our surface, again, we're wiping between every cut. Make sure our surface is as even as possible. And again, this is when a really sharp blade really behooves you. It just makes the process so much easier to have a good knife, long as possible. A fillet knife also works well for this. So now I'm gonna make like a tabletop. This is just to prevent, a lot of times the sides will push up and sometimes they'll push your host scion or the scion off. So I'm just gonna bevel here. More beveling. Sun Goddess got me pretty good. Oh, the fun of working with cacti. So we're making a nice little bevel here. And I've gotten uneven here. We're gonna fix that again. So I'm gonna make a nice little tabletop here. So what I'll do is I'll leave that piece on to keep moisture in. Today, I'm gonna be doing a graft of Australian Peruvianus sausage. This is a really cool clone to graft. A lot of times it grows completely normal. It's a beautiful blue short spine Peruvianus. However, it will grow and terminate growth and create like these sausage-like links, so to speak, and that's how it earned its name. So I'm just gonna re-iso the area, or my a new area. I want this cut to be as clean as possible. Don't need a whole ton to graft with. I'm gonna cut about 1.5 inches off of sausage. We're gonna take our tabletop off. We're gonna stick it right on there. So now come the rubber bands. And it's important to get it tight enough on there to where they bond, because as it dries, it will push naturally off. But you don't want to put so much pressure as to bevel it in. So it's kind of a delicate balance. And you know, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put a couple more rubber bands on here just for my own peace of mind. I want to be careful though. I also don't want to, one reason I'm not a huge fan of rubber bands is they can actually, if you put too much pressure, they can damage the scion, which is obviously not what we're trying to do. I've done that and they overcome in the end, but sometimes I'll put an ISO pad, an alcohol pad on top to prevent any damage to the scion. But I seem to have just the amount of pressure to really get a nice bond. So when it dries, it'll just be, ideally, I like my grafts to be 100% bonded all the way around. And it's not necessarily needed, but it's just aesthetic appeal. So after that part, I will take my sulfur duster here, and I'm just gonna give it a nice whirl around. Don't need to go crazy. Still want to be able to breathe some so it can naturally callus. And that's it. It's just that simple. I'm gonna take the cut of sausage and I'm gonna dust it as well. It'll go inside. My tip grafts, I typically don't. I take off the rubber bands, or I'll undo this at a later stage than if I was doing a slab or a puck. You know, I probably don't wait as long as you should, but 5 days to a week is recommended at the least. You just want to make sure that bond is on there good, because I've taken them off too soon and messed up grafts, and with a cut this rare, such as sausage, you really want to keep from avoiding that. And that's my little tutorial. This Sun Goddess was a little bit pricey for me because I live in Florida and I can't buy them locally. But thank you to Succulent Source for providing amazing grafting stock. Sun Goddess is probably the fastest pusher that I know of. And this thing is going to absolutely fly. And I have pretty high confidence in this graft due to how even it is, the fact that I was able to get the perfect amount of pressure on it, and the sanitary measures that I took. So I'm going to take it inside, put it under a fan, and we'll see the results in a week or so.